Hello, art friends! Today, we are going to be drawing a giant monster snowman. Now, to do this, we're going to be using what is called a worm's eye view. It is the opposite of a bird's eye view, where a bird's eye view is viewing something from the sky. A worm's eye view is viewing something from the ground. And this is going to make this giant monster snowman look enormous, huge, compared to us. Now, there are some key things that we'll need to focus on, so please watch and listen. First, as we draw our snowman, it's going to start very large and get smaller with each piece. This shows that as things go further away from us, they look like they're smaller, but really, they're just super far away. We'll start at the bottom. We don't need a perfectly round shape, but we're going to make a nice round bump at the bottom. Now we're going to cut it off to make it a little more realistic here. Next is the middle part. Now again, each part is going to get much smaller to have that worm's eye view. I'm not going to draw the full circle on top. I'm going to do just like I did with the bottom part and make it just a bump up top. And notice they're kind of getting a little thinner as they go up. And then last, we'll do the head. Now the head, seeing as how this is going to be huge all the way up in the sky, I'm going to make it not that big. Like that. Now, it kind of looks like a snowman with a very tiny head, but this is what we're going to add to it, to add to that worm's eye view illusion, to looking from the ground up at it. We're going to add the nose in, but we're going to add the nose in a little weird. Now, watch, because I'm going to make the nose go up, past the head of the snowman, so that it looks like we're looking at the bottom of the carrot nose. Now, the next thing that's going to help with that perspective, with that worm's eye view, are the buttons on the body. At the top, we're going to draw a small button. In the middle, we're going to draw a medium-sized button. And at the bottom, we're going to draw a large button. This is helping that perspective, that worm's eye view, see that as it gets further away, it's getting smaller. Once we have those things in, the bottom, the body, the head, the nose, and the buttons, then it's going to be up to you to make this into that giant monster snowman. So I think I'm going to add in a few things, and you'll see it in just a second. Now I added in a bunch of different parts to it. Seeing as how, to add to that worm's eye view, we're going to be able to see this closer, this bottom part. I added in that bumpy, snowy detail. To make it more monstrous, I added in a monster mouth, and I gave it 4 arms made of sticks. But seeing as how it's still a snowman, I gave it a nice hat, a scarf, and some mittens. Oh, I forgot to add some details to those mittens. Now, once you have all the monster parts and details that you want, there's some extra things that you can add to it to trick it into looking huge. First, I think there's an idea of how a bird high in the sky can be flying very close to it. Now watch how we draw a bird. It's kind of like a V with some loops at the end. And if there are birds up close to its head, that must mean it is real high up there. We can also do some small clouds up there as well, because I think this snowman might be all the way up in those clouds. The details that help make it look like it's gigantic. Now, once you're done with your pencil, then I like, as always, to move on to marker with some art magic. We can see again, art friends, with that worm's eye view, by making those certain things, the large bottom, the medium and getting smaller body, and then the small head with the nose pointing up. With those things, we see and we trick our mind into thinking that this is a huge, gigantic snowman on our page. And again, adding those monstrous features is up to you. You can give it wings, you can give it monster parts, you can give it 2 heads if you'd like. But here's the thing, remember, as it goes up the page, it gets smaller and smaller. Like what I did with the stick arms. The stick arms started big, and then I made them skinnier as they went up the page. That's the only thing you want to take into note, that you want to keep detail with when you're drawing these. Now, let's add in some color with a little bit of art magic. I added in a few extra things to help with the worm's eye view perspective, to show that it's this giant monster snowman. Now, I added in some buildings in the background, and I added in a few more clouds. As I said before, as it goes up the page, they get smaller. So I made some medium-sized clouds in the middle. Now, the body of the snowman being smaller at the top, and how it's rounded. It's not going to be a full circle all the way. It's just going to be the top of the circle. Each time is going to help with that perspective, with that worm's eye view, to show that it's gigantic. You can also, maybe it's grabbing a plane out of the air. That would be interesting. Can't wait to see the amazing giant giant monster snowmen that you all create. And don't forget to answer the artist questions. Please tell us about your giant monster snowman. Tell us how tall the giant monster snowman is. Have a great day, art friends. Goodbye.